Good morning, 641 News Radio 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Aaron McCarty, and joined this morning by State Treasurer John Kennedy. And we were kind of talking to Mr. John. Matt was off the radio a couple of seconds ago, and we've got our list of things we wish to discuss. And Matt asked Mr. John, says, there anything you want to cover? And he said, yes, the perks of a rice diet.
Thank you, John.
I think if you just eat rice, you get scurvy or something, Eric.
It was,
Okay. I need to go. I'm feeling ill.
sailors on the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria would have done anything for an orange.
John, you have traveled the state, and you're saying they're going to fund TOPS. It still ain't done yet.
Well, you're right. It's 75% done, and I believe that the Senate will fill in the rest. Now, the governor doesn't want them to do that. What the governor's strategy is to create this crisis surrounding TOPS so he can call a special session, so the legislature will be forced to raise personal income taxes.
Excuse me a second. Pardon me, Mr. John. When you say the legislature will fund TOPS, there's different definitions of funding TOPS. Do you mean the way it is now, the status quo, or there will be limits? When you say the state, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
No, I was done. Which of those two definitions of funding TOPS are you talking about?
My definition is to fully fund it in accordance with the traditional TOPS criteria. I mean, no games, no raising the ACT, no raising the GPA, no making it needs-based, just like the program is now, and fully fund it for all 50,000 of our students on TOPS.
And you say the governor is purposely the Rahm Emanuel line, don't let a good crisis go to waste. You think he's creating a crisis?
Yes, I do. I think, and I think most people, well, many people at the legislature would agree with me. I think the only leverage the governor has over the legislature to try to get more taxes out of them is TOPS, and it's pretty good leverage, by the way. It's a very media, not you guys, but some just keep talking about, well, it's a popular program. Well, it is a popular program, and there's a reason for that. It's kept a lot of our kids in Louisiana and educated a lot of them. That's the political strategy going on in Baton Rouge. That's the only leverage the governor has, and he wants to keep the pressure on, keep TOPS unfunded, so the legislature will go, oh my gosh, we don't have a choice, we've got to raise personal income taxes.
John, let me ask you this.
I think we do have a choice. I mean, as you know, I think we have a spending problem, not a revenue problem.
Yeah. The every time we talk, we seem to see numbers that the deficit is going down because we have more revenues coming in. Where are we now? The last time we talked, I think we were at $600 million. How are we getting closer?
I don't understand how the governor gets his $600 million. After they raised taxes in the special session, and remember they raised taxes last spring as well, by my numbers and by the Senate staff numbers, beginning July 1, our new fiscal year, we'll have about $15.4 billion in state money. We'll have probably another, 11 or 12 in federal money. That is more state money and more state and federal money than we have ever had since the boom days after Katrina, when those billions of dollars of federal money flowed into our budget. I think we have plenty of money, more than we had last year, more than we had the year before, more than we had the year before that. I don't know about y'all, but my family is living on the same income today that we were making 3 years ago. We're making it work. We can't buy everything we want, but we're making it work, and that's what state government has to do. And I think that the Senate ultimately will, if for no other reason but just because of the politics, will say, Governor, we understand your strategy, but we're going to go ahead and fully fund TOPS because it's a good program and because our constituents want it.
But there will be a special session, in your opinion, another tax raising.
I think the governor will call. He's made it very clear he's going to call a special session. He doesn't want to fool around. He wants to raise personal income taxes. The legislature will show up at the special session. Now, whether he gets his votes, right now I don't think he has the votes to raise the personal income taxes, and I think that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who he thinks is going to pay them. You know, we had 12,000 people in North Louisiana flood. We've lost 10,000 oil and gas jobs, and we're losing them every day. The economy is pretty flat, in some places declining. We ought to be trying to figure out a way to stimulate growth, not further blunt it by raising taxes.
I'm glad you said that. Raising taxes, income taxes, you said. What else do you see coming down the pipeline? Higher gas taxes? They've flirted with that. What else?
I think the governor's concentrating on income taxes. Now, in this regular session, they're probably hearing 80 to 100 fee bills that nobody's paid much attention to. I can't tell you which ones are going to pass and which ones won't, but they're going to go in the back door and tax people through
Just
fees.
off the top of your head, can you think of 2 or 3 of those bills that, as you said, folks aren't paying attention to?
Oh, there's stuff dealing with driver's licenses. If you get caught using your cell phone on the road, they'd raise the fee. Don't hold me to these numbers, but raise the fee to something like, some kind of ridiculous amount. I mean, I agree people shouldn't text while they're driving, but
Aaron and I argued about that one morning, and I said, if you're gonna fine somebody $500 for text, why not $1,000? Why not $2,000? I mean, just make it as high as you want. You know, if it's all about money.
Well, and most of these fee bills are all about money. If we'd done what we should have done and gone in and scrubbed the budget and get control of our spending, you wouldn't see all these fee bills. But for whatever reason, the governor doesn't want to do that, so your only alternative is to raise revenue. But there is an alternative. There's clearly an alternative. He and his people just don't want to do it. And they feel like they have a mandate. They were elected, and they were. He's the governor. And governors are sometimes right, but governors are human. Sometimes they're wrong. And I think we've got a spending problem, and I think the numbers show it. And if they raise all these taxes, and they have, raise some of them, we'll be right back here in 3 or 4 years talking about the same thing because they're going to keep spending. And when you spend more than you take in, you run a deficit.
Well, as long as they don't raise the rice tax. State Treasurer John Kennedy, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
You bet, guys.
Take care.
News Radio 710 Keel, Robert J. Robert and Aaron, your money now is coming up in Fletcher in Sports. Stand